Hello and welcome on the show 360 Sports on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. What a night for Spaniards all across the globe celebrating the fact that they were able to win the Euro 2024 ahead of English team called the Three Lions. What a match that actually ended in tears for England. Well, that's football, you know. And also for Argentina, being able to do it back-to-back, retaining that trophy, making it 16 times now that they've won it. All this will be coming your way on the show 360 Sports. We'll be giving you updates concerning activities that happened yesterday across the globe, also over the weekend. Well, we'll be looking at UEFA Euro 2024 first. That's going to be our focus as we actually continue with the show right now. Well, the focus is here, UEFA Euro 2024, and we'll be looking at Spain beating England to win Euro 2024 final. It was a match that a lot of people were camping either with Spain or England. But at the end of the day, the goals actually started coming where they were able to make it 2-1. Talking about Spain there for the fact that the young lad of the moment was able to help his team and the entire squad rally around. Nico Williams scoring that goal just about making it second. For England, Palmer was able to make it, but it wasn't enough as they lost out in that particular encounter there. For Spain, they celebrated all through the night for being able to win that trophy for the UEFA Euro 2024. Well, joining us to talk sport on the show is our usual suspects on sport. That's Ahmad Emmanuel from Lokoja. Good to have you, Ahmad.
A beautiful morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so before you join, we were talking about Spain beating England to lift that trophy. Well, a lot of people expected Spain to win, and they actually did, even when it was 1-1 before they got that goal to make it 2-1. Well, first of all, let's start with that game, 2-1 from Spain to defeat England to lift that coveted trophy between them and the Three Lions of England.
Absolutely, it was a night of drama, a night of glamour, a night full of exceptional talent on parade, right? The Spaniards, yes, on paper a lot of people have actually tipped them to go ahead and beat the Three Lions of England and of course clinch the trophy. It was a final, what to be called final, because the Three Lions also came into the game not perturbed, right? Like they were prepared, like. Yeah, it's 11 against 11, even though they knew, right, deep down in their heart that it's not going to be an easy ride for them. But they gave their all, right? But it wasn't enough for them to save the day. But then and again, you want to look at the Spaniards and say, yes, this is a complete team. When I mean a complete team, every department is working very, very hard to ensure that they deliver, on the task they've been given to do. And when you look at the way they've actually gone to land in the final, you surely want to say, yes, this is a team that deserves to actually lift this trophy. Taking off the Germans, taking off a lot of top-notch opponents. It wasn't an easy ride, right? And they have a very young player with a future looking very, very bright now, doing exceptionally well for them, Yamal. I mean, a lot of people are now saying, oh, well, maybe we should now go and copy the style, the system, the philosophy that the Spaniards are using. When you look at the team very well, you see that they're made of young, exceptional talents on parade, very young players. When you have this kind of players, this kind of, blood in the system of a supposed national team, honestly, you don't have any fear because the talent is there, the energy is there, the pace and power is there. The only thing you need to do is just to, impact that technicality in them, and they are surely going to deliver. And that's exactly what we've seen in the Spaniards. So against the Three Lions last night, yeah, it was divided, fans supporting either side. Like the English Premier Lions came back and drew level. And a lot of people are already anticipating now, okay, maybe because of the super form of, Jordan Pickford, yes, this could probably lead into maybe extra time or penalty shootout. But come on, the Spaniards will always look for a way to get that goal. Look at what they did against the, French national team. I mean, the match against the French national team was like, okay, a final. And a lot of people said, well, that was the decider. Like, whoever wins this is going to lift the trophy. Yeah, it was really, really a memorable and exceptional, Euro 2024 for a lot of people to keep talking about. I mean, look at the awards that were actually given, the Spaniards were actually also raking, most of the awards. And you want to say, yeah, something is really working in Spanish football. Something I know surely a lot of people want to, go and copy. Just compare and contrast. Look at what we're facing right now with our national team in Nigeria. I mean, what is going on? We have a lot of Yamal at the grassroots level. Nobody's talking about that. Just imagine how this boy was brought into the academy, groom him, and now he's becoming something, that is benefiting the whole nation in the Spaniards. And when you trace his roots, he's not even originally a Spaniard. So it tells you that something is wrong somewhere, especially in Africa. So we should start thinking and asking ourselves a lot of questions. Why are we so wasteful? Why is it that we don't consider probably passing and thinking of taking a player that will know, okay, this is a prospect, and build and work on such a player? I mean, this is something that's going to be a talk of the town for a very long time, trust me, because, I mean, if nothing happens and this boy maintain consistency, the future is super bright. I mean, we'll talk about Lionel Messi, we'll talk about Ronaldo of this world. Maybe this could be the next Lionel Andre Messi in the future. But trust me, it was football that a lot of, beautiful football lovers actually appreciated. And kudos to the Free Lions as well. But for me, well, I think the English FA maybe somehow will now begin to ask questions. They've given Gareth Southgate a lot of time, to deliver. I mean, a lot of time. Like, they've been so patient with him. Maybe this time around, he won't need to explain certain things, and maybe if not too good for them to continue, then they might just part ways with Gareth Southgate, because they've given quite a lot of chances. They've given opportunity to deliver. I mean, he comes around, watch the Premiership, try to pick players and see how he can groom them and make a lot of formidable memories. But that is not forthcoming. Okay. So maybe they need to do more. They need to get maybe more expertise that can do something remarkable, for the English team. But for me, the wait is still on. I will wait to see when the English fans will sing to glory.
Anyway, we're talking about Spain versus England yesterday, where the La Royas, as they call them, were able to defeat the Three Lions in that game. Now, Ahmad, if you had to be the coach of England yesterday, what would you have done differently from Gareth Southgate?
Well, I mean, if you ask him, he will tell you he had done everything right, like especially when he made the substitute. And of course, the man who came in Parma actually scored, right? So he has something to say, like, yeah, when I needed to introduce somebody that could do it, he was on. But trust me, the better team want, different tactics to approach games at any level. Talking about the Spaniards, so I mean, they were just better. I mean, the better team won. And trust me, if I were to be Gareth Southgate, this would be my explanation, really. Honestly, this would be my explanation, because he did everything that he needed to do. But trust me, just one moment, and then that's the decider. I mean, look at the goalkeeper. It was top-notch, really. I must say, maybe the Spaniards would have probably gotten 2 or 3 more goals, to catch them yesterday. But trust me, Yamal was denied a couple of occasions, by Pickford. Perhaps he was prepared for him that this young boy would not come and, humiliate me. Maybe that was the determination. But trust me, the Spaniards were just too good.
They were just too good, and they were led by a man that actually brought a lot of joy to Spaniards. Now, De La Fonte, now, just like the Bosque did last time when the likes of Iniesta, Xavi were there, now we have another coach who believes in the young generation. Was too young, but he's actually kept to his faith that they're going to do well, and really they did well at this tournament. I'm talking about Spain coach now, De La Fonte, being able to believe in the young lads that he actually put together for this tournament. Like you said, maybe it's high time Africans, especially Nigeria, begin to take a cue from coaches like this, who actually believe that, yes, this is going to work. I'll take all these young lads to this competition, and I believe that they will do well. And really, they shone like million stars against star-studded team. They faced a lot of teams in this tournament, and they were able to triumph through to the final of this tournament. That's a lesson which you learn from De La Fonte.
Definitely, lesson to be learned, and of course, like I already stated earlier, look, when you have an expert who know what he's doing, this is the result. He believes in the young players because he know exactly what he would do to get result. It's not about just assembling young players. Yes, players might be young. I was at an event, I think about 3-4 weeks ago, in Ogun State. Yes, some people were doing something remarkable, trying to organize a league, tag the school league, right? I was there to anchor, the semi-finals and the finals. You need to see the exceptional talents on parade. 16, 15, 17 years, old boys doing something remarkable. I mean, a boy actually scored, I think, 7 goals in 2 matches. It tells you that, look, if such a boy is being handled by an expert who understand how to impact the technicality in such a player, he will blow. Like the people will say in Nigeria, he's going to blow. So, look, this is the problem. The problem is getting somebody who understands the job, not just putting somebody there, somebody who understands the job, who believe that he has what it takes to develop a player. Not looking at somebody that is already playing in Germany, in France, in Spain, and because probably some newspapers are writing about these players weekend in, weekend out, and you bring such a player to come play for the senior national team. It doesn't work that way. It's a different ball game. When you look at the Spanish national team, they comprise of players from various leagues, especially like Olmo plays in Germany. Bunch of the players play in the Spanish La Liga, Santander. Barca, Real Madrid. Bring them together. It's a different ball game that when they play, at their club level, it's a different ball game when they play for the national team. For example, look at Bellingham. Bellingham was something else for Real, but then look at him playing for England. He couldn't do what more than he had actually done, for the freelance of England, because the kind of philosophy built around him is not really working. To actually give him that moment that a lot of people will say, oh yeah, this is the Jude Bellingham we knew at Real Madrid. So it takes a lot of boldness and courage and sincerity to bring people like this on board. It's not like when you bring a coach, you not say, oh, yeah, I have a boy who plays for a team. Please allow him come in. No, allow this man to go for what he knows will give him result. Result is what we want. And that result will surely go a long way to give joy, to give name, to give praises to a nation, the federation, and the fans at large. So what are we talking about? If we really want success, let's be open. Let's bring in an expert who can handle the team. And that's exactly what we saw in the Spanish, a coach who has actually delivered. Come on, he just can't take away the quality he has brought into the team. And trust me, he's going to remain there. And in the World Cup, well, I'm afraid whoever is going to face Spain should be battle ready, because it can only get better.
Okay, well, Ahmad Emmanuel, journalist from Local, that they have been talking concerning Spain winning the Euro 2024, and it has been a night for them. Well, right now, let's look at the awards. UEFA Euro 2024 awards that are actually conducted for Rodri. Is a man that is celebrating right now for the fact that he won that player of the tournament, and you can't take anything away from Yamin Lamar there for the fact that he also won the young player of the tournament for under 21. So far, all the players between 21 down actually won the young player of the year there. Well, for the golden boot winners, we have about 6 of them scoring 3 goals apiece. From Georgia, we have Georges Mukasaze, Yama Musiala from Germany, Cody Gakpo from Netherlands, Ivan Sharan from Slovakia, you have Dani Olmo, Spain, and Harry Kane of England. And that's the award there. Player of the tournament actually went to Rodri Hernandez, who plays in England, but yesterday he actually been playing for Spain in this tournament. Now, if we look at this, Harry Kane was able to score 3 goals, but to some extent now, a lot of people are calling it a curse for the fact that it seems in his career he has never, ever lifted a trophy. I'm talking about Harry Kane right now, and that is really speaking volume concerning his career. Bayern, this season he joined them, they didn't win the they didn't win the trophy they will always be winning, and now he moves to play for England, got into the final. Also, they could not. Back to back, what's happening?
Well, I think it's just destiny, and I wouldn't want to add my voice to what people are saying, regarding Harry Kane. Honestly, Harry Kane is one of the top most strikers in the world. You can't take away his quality, right? But then and again, I think he's not lucky enough, to achieve something that a lot of people probably expect him to achieve, lifting trophy. I mean, you can't be exceptional as a player and then you fail to lift trophy and you come out tomorrow and beat your chest against those who have actually, raised trophy. Compare Harry Kane with maybe our own Austin JJ Okocha. Okocha was exceptional. Up to tomorrow, if you see him play, you still want to say, oh, and play for the national team. But then at club level, he hasn't really had it that sweet and rosy, right? So now for Harry Kane, he left Tottenham maybe thinking, yeah, going to the one giant side in in FC Bayern Munich, yeah, he should be able to raise something. But it seems when he got there, the season got worse for the German giants, right? And he could not even lift, the Bundesliga that was almost becoming a birthright for FC Bayern Munich. And yesterday, I was not actually saying we saw what happened. He gave his best, but wasn't enough for him to do anything remarkable. I wouldn't want to add my voice, like I said, so that he won't feel demoralized. I wouldn't know if Harry King is stumble on this show and watch it. They say, oh, somebody's talking about me. But trust me, it's one of those things, as a footballer, you might not be able to achieve everything, but then if the truth is, you can't take away the quality of, Harry Kane. He is a top-notch striker. But I just hope maybe as we gradually approach the season, something very juicy might happen, and he might be able to, at least lay his hands in something very cool that he's been waiting for. But trust me, he's a very quality player. Anytime, any day, I think I will give it to him. But he's just very, very much unlucky, as it.
An unlucky player. They are talking about Harry Kane now. We're still looking at some of those records. Let's talk about Lamine Yamal's record at this competition. In fact, he has been able to do it for the fact that this young man, on September 8, 2023, Yamal became Spain's youngest player and goal scorer in the same game, a 7-1 win over Georgia in Euro 2024. He was aged 16 years and 57 days when he replaced Dani Olmo just before halftime. Only Martin Odegaard, who was 15 years and 300 days when he played for Norway in 2014, had been younger while playing a European Championship qualifier. While the first 16-year-old to play at Men's Euro against Croatia, Yamal set up Dani Carvajal's goal for 3-0 in that game, making him the youngest to assist in Euros history. In the semi-final against France, he became the youngest goal scorer in European Championship history. Aged 16 years and 362 days, he passed two Pelé landmarks that stood since 1958 record was broken by this young man, or maybe young lad rather, the youngest player to score at Euros or World Cup, the youngest to feature in the semi-finals. Still on Lamine Yamal there. That's a record by the young Lamar.
Yeah. The records keep flowing in, and trust me, this boy is a special talent. It is not common to have players like this. That's why I say maybe as we gradually await the fading off of Messi and Ronaldo, Andre Messi in Yamal. The goal he scored against France was superb. It was out of this world. I mean, if a 27 or 30-year-old footballer or player scored such a goal, he will surely be proud of it for his entire life. The technicality, the brain, the ball sense, the way he actually planned that goal, he was already celebrating when you watch cleverly even before the ball landed in. It tells you that he's been practicing this, and he knew when he tried to do it with all form of composure, it's going to give him positive result. And that goal was enough to give his team victory on a night that a lot of people applauded and gave him a standing ovation. He's a player that we hope that he can only maintain this consistency. For FC Barca, we knew what happened when Xavi Hernandez actually introduced him. I think it was against Real Madrid. He did deliver too. Remember? So Xavi was quizzed. Okay, how did he do it? Why will you just introduce such a young player to play in such a big match? And he said the only thing he told him was that this is the time for you. Go there and deliver. And he did it. So from there, I think it was a turning point for this boy. And he's been so exceptional. And for the Spanish national team to believe in him, taking him along to this kind of, competition, tells you that, yes, they surely believe in the youth, that young, energetic, and natural raw talent. They believe in it. If he were to be in Nigeria, maybe somebody somewhere would say, come on, let me put it in pidgin. You still be small boy. I better go sit down. Wait for under 17 year. This is what you will hear. But then we'll have, like I said, we'll have a lot of Yamal in Nigeria. Trust me. I mean, I'm currently covering a grassroots football. You need to see the talents about. Then when you talk about people coming.
Okay, well, so, hoping that Madman will continue with us there as we actually running the show. 360 Sport, we've been talking about Spain. Now, well, let's look at Euro 2024. Okay, Ahmad is back. Continue with your analysis, Ahmad. Ahmad, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Go on, go on. You were talking about.
Yeah. So we keep comparing because we need people to listen and understand that when you see somebody doing something very good, it is very good and important for you to also copy from such a person. I will be so glad if the NFF can set up some, a set of coaches. I don't know the name they will give them. Deploy them to the grassroots. When I mean grassroots, not MPFL, not NNL, not even NLO. Grassroots, like real grassroots, where you see students playing, primary school students playing football. Organize a league for them. Trust me. Give it 1 year timeline or time frame. You will have 3 national team players that are very, very good to face any nation. That's just the truth. But if we fail to do this and we're going to believe in, okay, let's see if we can watch players from Enyimba players from Enyimba shouldn't be where we'll be scouting. Should be the result of what we've had at the grassroots level. Because if you say we have a league in Nigeria, we cannot bring players boldly that can wear the senior national team jersey and also go out and make us proud, then what are we doing? So the Spaniards have gone beyond this standard, and that's the result we're seeing right now. I hope somebody somewhere is listening and will do this, and hopefully we can smile together as a nation.
Hopefully, we really need to go into that Spain style there because it's really working out for them. Morocco also going that way and it's working for Morocco. Nigeria, with all the talent that we have, according to Ahmad Emmanuel, we need to go deeper and deeper to the grassroots, get these talented young boys and girls who actually are so talented playing football, doing any sport. Give them the chance. Don't underrate their ages that maybe they are still young. Let them do it. We can see what Yamal has done right now for Spain, for his family, for his name, for every record set at the Euro 2024. So talking about the competition, let's look at the prize money, Euro 2024 prize money breakdown of that particular competition where, well, from the way it is right now, Spain, they've been able to catch home 28.5 million euros in total money. If you look at the participation fee for each team at Euro 24 is 9.25 million euros. Spain pocket 8 million euros for winning the tournament. England as runners-up pocket 5 million. Winners of semi-final catch home 4 million euros. And you look at quarter-final winners take 2.5. And by the time you begin to add everything up, round of 16 winner 1.5 million. 3 matches win at group stage get 1 million euro. While you look at 3 million for a total of each group game won and draw, that's like 500k euros. Spain adding up from beginning to the end, 28.5 million euros for the La Royals right now for being able to start from the beginning to the end. 28.5 million. Ahmad, are you not going to be a Spaniard this money?
Me, I hope somebody is not going to faint, somewhere, because when you begin to imagine, the exchange rate and maybe if you try to do the calculation, the zeros will be too much for you to count, right? I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, success is so sweet, right? And you need to work hard to achieve. That is just the truth. I mean, the result we're seeing right now, it doesn't start overnight. The Spaniards have been working behind closed door, and now we've seen the result. That's exactly what you do when you want to achieve success. So the money here, it's a big motivation factor. And I hope the Confederation of African Football also maybe take a look into something like this. Motivate teams to fight. Let them give their all. And then talents can be discovered. So for me, they deserve it. They deserve even more. And kudos to, the European, football government body. They've done exceptionally well. I mean, Germany as a country also did very well, at least by hosting this, tourney. It's something remarkable, and I hope a lot of people will learn from it. Yeah, it can only get better. We can even do better if we really believe in our ability. And of course, because sometimes when you learn from people, you add your own idea, and then it gives you something very, a little bit higher than what they've done. So congratulations to the Spaniards, and of course, well deserved, well deserved.
Well, as we are listening to the Spaniards there, let's talk about a man right now saying, well, that's Gareth Southgate. This is not the time to decide my future. I'm talking about Gareth Southgate now. That's the story we're looking at there. The man, news came out yesterday after that loss against Spain. The news actually started flying that maybe he will actually throw in the towel or resign, retire, whatever you want to call it. But now he has spoken that it's not the time, the best time to decide his future. He just wants to at least take a time out, rest, and see what really went wrong and all that.
Well, I think Southgate is smart. He's smart in the sense that, when you've given enough time, chance to deliver, I made mention of that earlier, and then you cannot, all the necessary support for me have been given. And yes, the only thing the English FA are waiting for is a result. And that result is nothing that will of a trophy to present. We've given you all you needed, so give us result, and it's not forthcoming. It's not about making final, it's about giving us that trophy, and it's not happening. So for Southgate, maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't even wait. If he probably sensed some, sickness, but he might just be shown the exit doors, he will be smart and wise enough to say, okay, at this point in time, I think I need to resign. So it is better you resign honorably than being sacked or probably say, okay, we're leaving you on a mutual consent, right? So I think he's smart enough to say that. And of course, like I said, if he's actually going to leave, or probably if I wake up tomorrow to see the news that he left, I won't be surprised. Trust me. Nigeria cannot be patient as the English FA has done with, Southgate. Trust me. So if he's going now, but probably they are telling him to go now. I mean, it's not too much an action from the English FA. And we want to see somebody that is better than him to come on board and take over the English national team.
Gareth Southgate there. Well, we've been talking concerning Spain, England, Euro 2024. Now, let's actually delve into the Americas. As we talk about the CONMEBOL Copa America, that's going to be our focus now. Let's focus on that. 2024 Copa America, where Argentina retains title after they won it. Good one for them, despite the cry from Messi. But the Celeste were still able to win that game, cost of that goal that Lautaro was able to score. Congrats to Argentina, back-to-back champions of Copa America there. Well, Ahmad, they've done it again, and they are celebrating. I'm talking about Argentines. They call them the La Albiceleste for the fact that they were able to win that game earlier today.
Yes, it was an overnight contest, and those who were really faithful to Lionel Messi and Argentina entirely were keeping vigil to have a glimpse of this final against a very, very spirited and highly rated Colombian side who also gave their all. Took extra time for Argentina to overpower them, courtesy of Lautaro Martinez strike. And yeah, it wasn't Lionel Messi, but then trust me, it was Argentina now. It's about Argentina, and there's no way you can write the history record about Argentina without mentioning Messi, so he's always part of the success. Congratulations to them. However, if you follow the Copa America very well, I think in the Nigerian language, we did learn in Nigeria system, because it was like a war. Every football match must have its problem. Too much problems. So I don't know, maybe it's just the not natural way of hosting and winning football competitions, especially when it comes to big stages like these. But trust me, they need to work on that. Security is very, very, very important. Fans, teams coming around to create problems, that should be stopped. This is something that is going global. It's not just behind closed doors. It's not something that is just within them. A lot of people are watching outside. Then they produce a lot of top-notch players, and they're still producing up to tomorrow. So that should be taken off, from this kind of, our football tourney. For me, I was disappointed to see out some very ugly scenes, in the Copa America, and I hope that will be corrected before the next edition. For Argentina, yes, they fought so hard. They gave everything. Like, they stopped every opponent. Like, very tough opponents, Uruguay, just name them. And the Colombia side showed them that, yeah, even if you guys will win this trophy, it was going to be an easy ride. And of course, we saw it. It was the best of football on parade. And now the Argentines celebrate. Of course, they deserve to celebrate. So we'll say congratulations to them. And we hope, like I said, we'll get a better Copa America come next year.
Well, congrats to Argentina for being able to do this. Let's look at the category of awards. Yes, they also did have their own award. Copa America awards there, where Emiliano, their goalkeeper, did well. From the way it is right now, Copa America 24 winner, Argentina. We know Colombia came second, Uruguay third after beating Canada. Well, for the fair play team, went to Colombia. Best goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez, 5 clean sheets. Lautaro Martinez, 5 goals, top scorer. And Copa America 24 golden ball went to James Rodriguez, just to let you have a feel of the Copa America award. For the team with most Copa American trophies. Now, let's look at the other side of it. Team with the most Copa, Argentina, they have 6. They have won it 16 times. Uruguay, 15. Brazil, 9. What's happening to the Zamba boys? Peru, 2 times. Chile, 2. Paraguay, 2 times. Well, something is happening to Brazilian football, just the way Nigeria is right now. It seems they're not getting it right. It's been a long time that they've won this competition, and now even the World Cup is really eluding them, and it's not going well with the Brazilian Samba boys, the Selecao as they call them. Let's also look at the man that has actually turned things around for Argentina, coach Lionel Scaloni. Scaloni record with Argentine national team. Scaloni has really done well for that team. He has won Copa America twice in a row. First in FIFA ranking right now, the Argentina is actually number 1 in FIFA ranking. He played 78 matches. He won 55, 16 draws, 6 defeats, 155 goals scored during his time with them, 39 goals conceded, 46 undefeated, 4 titles, 4 finals reached. And you know that you just have to remember that he won the World Cup with Argentina. Well, Ahmad Emmanuel, let's assume you are you are Scaloni right now. What's happening to you?
Honestly, I will feel on top of the world, really. I'll be over the moon, right? I mean, for a coach to achieve such a massive record with a national team in Argentina tells you that he understands his job very well. I mean, it's not about coming to handle the national team. Yeah, we made mention of the Brazilians. We made mention of Nigeria. So also Argentina. They have players, and they ensure that they make use of every player that is in top form, not players that are out of form, or probably players seeking favor, or probably trying to revive the career. Okay, maybe if I play for national team, I'll have more opportunity or chances to have a bigger deal in any club, and so maybe the returns that will come, I'll probably go to settle 1 or 2 people. No, we don't need all of this in football. You play football based on standard, based on quality, based on current form. And that's exactly what we've seen also in the Argentine national team. Of course, for the coach, what more can I say? Tells you that, at a point in time, the Argentines also having issues, bringing in, I think, late Maradona at a point in time was drafted in to also handle the team. And then we saw that it was not about you knowing how to play football and you think, okay, automatically you can be a better coach or manager. No, it's about you understanding what it takes to go and learn how to actually handle a team. Like, you have to go for a coaching course and understand, and also pass. You can go to a course and then you fail, you still come back and say you've done a course in coaching and somebody is going to give you the job. No, we don't need all of that. So for the Argentines, yes, it tells you that they have something working for them. And trust me, they're already looking at a scenario where they can have a life after Lionel Messi, because at the point in time, I mean, this guy might not be able to play for them anymore. So, yeah, they're already building around him. And so, okay, maybe as he's leaving, we can have something that can replace him, even if the person is not up to his standard. Yeah, it can be a kind of cover-up, and then they can still manage to cope. So, for the Brazilians, like you said, yeah, I mean, they have issues, really serious issues. So, they need to go back to the drawing board and begin to make a lot of corrections. They have very, very good players, trust me, doing very well at club level, but the national team, something really is happening, and they need to make corrections. So also Nigeria too. We can't talk about Brazil without comparing Brazil. They call us the Brazil of Africa. Yeah, Brazil of Africa, and then we're struggling right now. So something really needs to be done really very fast. So for me, yeah, football sometimes is like that. You can have your lull moment, but when you have your lull moment, it is very important for you to quickly act so that you can bounce back to reckon in. Otherwise, when you continue to fade off, people will not probably reckon with you anymore. So Argentina's number 1 right now in the FIFA ranking. You cannot question that. Obviously, and arguably, the best team right now, in the world.
Well, you can't take anything away from the Albi Celeste for the fact that they've dominated the Copa America 2 times right now in a row, and really they deserve that. And for the man who has actually been the lead there, Scaloni really deserve. Well, maybe because he has the same name with Lionel Messi. Lionel Scaloni is also doing well as a coach. Anyway, anybody bearing that name now, I'm sure a lot of people will begin to name their child Yamal or thereabout for the fact that they want the young lad to also be in them. Well, we'll actually run off before we just have to talk about Uruguay. Uruguay also, they defeated Canada to win the third place of the tournament. Even though a lot of people were expecting Uruguay to face Argentina in the final of the Copa America, but it did not happen. And right now, Uruguay defeats Canada on penalty. They fought hard. It was a 2-2 in the regulation time before they had to play out, and it ended in favor of Uruguay on penalty. Well, if you look at Uruguay right now, even though their own main man is already shutting down, it's also dropping form. The way it's happening in Argentina is also happening in Uruguay. Well, but still, they are being able to build another set of players around their main star.
Yeah, definitely. It is always like that sometimes, and that's why you need to have a system that is working. A system that is working in the sense that if you have a player that is performing very well, I mean, it is the more reason we'll have issues making references to, Team 94, Team 96, till tomorrow. Why? We fail to build. When you have players that are very good, you need to begin to look for a carbon copy of such a player. Like tomorrow, anything can happen. What will not happen then? Then we'll go back to square zero or square one? No. So I think this is a lesson that footballers, administrators across all nations, especially Africa, to begin to learn. Yes, they did well. We saw the talents on parade, but then their best wasn't enough for them to stop even a Colombian side. You mentioned about James, James, who actually won the MVP of the tournament. A lot of people thought he's gone. So sometimes it's not about what you even play; it's about what you have to offer. And you see, I mean, we all saw what he did with Colombia. They went on the way to the final, and they actually held their own. Trust me, before they fell to the Argentina team. So for me, yes. Sometimes it is like that, but trust me, in the next couple of years, you will see a different Uruguay team because they are already building and they are building for the future.
Well, talking about that Copa America there, we focus on on the show, 360 Sport. That's on Euro and also Copa America. For the winning teams, Argentina and Spain. Well, the two teams will be meeting, and that's a big one because Yamal will have to face Lionel Messi. That will be in 2025. A lot of people are waiting. Who's going to win this battle? 2025 Finalissima. Who wins that battle? Too early to call, but it's going to be a match that the whole world will want to see, right, Ahmad?
Definitely the best of football that the whole world will probably stand still and watch. Yes, Messi will come and say, well, over the years I've made names, and of course nobody can take away the quality, but sometimes when the spirit is willing to go, the body might not be able to respond. So you have a very, very young player who also might want to create an upset in Yamal and also prove that, yeah, even though he respects Messi for all he have actually achieved, he can also do something remarkable to make records and make the headlines too. Why not? So it's a battle of two great nations, two great footballing nations that want to play for pride, play for honor, play to win the hearts of the soccer lovers who believe in them respectively. We'll wait to see. God keeping us, and it's going to be a big one, trust me. It's going to be a big one.
A big match will be coming up between Spain and Argentina. A lot of people want to see the talent that will be in that particular encounter there. Well, enough concerning Euro and also UEFA for now. Before these games actually came up, it was also like the span. I'm talking about tennis now. Let's cross over to tennis. I was talking about the Wimbledon. Alcaraz Carlos, a player that's right now it seems to be taking over from the Roger Federer of this world, Rafael Nadal of this world, and also Novak Djokovic. It was like a humiliation yesterday in that game. Actually dominated Djokovic 6-2, 6-2, 7-4 to win and retain. He actually retained the title, the Wimbledon. And the last time they met, he also defeated Novak Djokovic. And from the way it is, It seems Alcaraz has come to stay.
Definitely, you'll be correct to say that he has come to stay. I mean, dispatching a highly rated Novak, who over the years has made a lot of names and records for himself in this sport, shows that yes, it is time to also send message to other top-notch tennis stars who are already aging. That the youngsters are already taking over. Consistency is key, like you mentioned. He did that not once, not twice. He is doing it again. So trust me, he has actually proven that. Yeah, the first one wasn't a me, right? It wasn't a mistake. So this time around doing it again shows that yeah, he is up to the game. I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's capable of doing it, and he has done it. For Novak, I think he actually confessed that. Well, yeah, he won at the level of I mean, his opponent. So it's just the sincerity of the outcome of that game. Trust me. And across all board, across all tennis, probably all sporting, events, a lot of people are beginning to say, okay, where can I actually come in to perform? Everybody cannot be a football player. Everybody cannot be, a soccer player. Everybody cannot be a tennis or cricket player. If you are good enough to play in cricket, go make name for yourself there. If you're good enough to also, make name on the track, talking about athletics, go there and do the same thing. If you're good enough to do basketball or rugby or boxing, go deliver there. So that's exactly what we're seeing right now. We can keep talking about a lot of upcoming young talents who are already springing surprises and taking off the old names and allowing them to fade off. When you go to the women category, you can see the likes of Coco Golf and a host of other, sensational tennis stars already taking over and probably allowing us to forget calmly, the days of, Serena sisters and all that. So trust me, it can only get better. And trust me, yeah, it wasn't a surprise that this is happening.
Well, seriously, it's getting better when it comes to the way Alcaraz was able to dislodge Novak Djokovic in that encounter at Wimbledon just yesterday. And he joked that it's going to be a big day for Spain. For him, he won it. And the Spaniards also responded by following their fellow brother there in that game. Well, we are seeing a new set of players taking over. Rublev, not forgetting Zverev. And you can also look at Kasper Ruud. All of them are really ready to do well. Jan Sinner alongside also. If you look at that story that we are looking at next, Sinner, Alcaraz are on another level. That's Djokovic admitting for the fact that the way he lost yesterday was a bit kind of not expected from people who really knows how the way he plays tennis. But right now, you can't take anything away from them. The time is really calling up that Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic time is really slightly edging out. And like all the names I mentioned, Rublev, Ruud, Alcaraz, Yansina, all of them are coming to take over. Not even forgetting Medvedev also joining them in that new set of new generation of players in tennis who are taking over from them, right? Definitely, new generation set of players, and that's why you can see Novak already, identifying them. There are stars to watch out for in the future, and of course, I won't be surprised in the next couple of seasons if most of these top-notch, talented, tennis stars who, for me, virtually made names for themselves in the past, gradually continue to call it a wrap. And so, okay, they're handing over to this young generation set of players, in terms of, tennis. So trust me, yeah, like I said earlier, there will be more young talents that will take up this. Okay, well, Ahmad Emmanuel, they are joining us from Lokoja, really, big stages, and of course, we love it because. Go on, we're with you. Go on. Yeah, exactly. So we can only hope to see, who will now get better among this young set of, tennis stars. Because sometimes when you have, young talents coming up like these, creating records and breaking records, yes, there will be one or two that will be exceptional among them. So we wait to see that. Because sometimes most of them might not be consistent. And yeah, so we want to see that consistency and then exceptional, talent on parade. But trust me, it is good for the sport. It is good for the followers of the sport. It is also good for these, athletes who are already making names for themselves. Well, a big one there coming from Ahmad Emmanuel, joining us from local Jakogi State. It's an honor at least having you on the show. Thank you so much, Ahmad Emmanuel, for joining us.
The pleasure is always mine. And that regards to all of the crew over there, I mean, they're doing wonderfully well. So regards to everyone.
Thank you so much, Ahmad Emmanuel. Well, we've run through some stories for you in the Wimbledon, talking about Euro 2024 and also Copa America. But before we go, we take you through some stories quickly before we actually let you have a clip of that game that happened. Rising Stars Football League future guarantees are champions of this competition. They were able to win out of 12 teams that started the race of 22 weeks football. It's a league football that took place in Abuja. They are all the 6 area councils, and the team called Future Guaranteed emerges winners there. We'll be leaving you with that video by the time we're wrapping up. And another one says Enugu State government gives Rangers 50 million naira for winning the 2023-2024 MPFL season. They won the league, they got 150 million from the organizers, and now the state government actually added more to it, making it 50 million for them. So now they got 200 million. Good one for winning that league. Congrats to Rangers International. Paris Olympics, CAS, that's Court of Arbitration for Sport, postpones judgment on WADA versus Nigeria. Well, WADA, what anti-doping agency, actually not too happy with Nigeria for the fact that they are taking us to court there. But the postponement has been done till after Olympics, so we can at least have a sigh of relief there for the fact that our athletes will be able to jubilate if they win, and our flag will also be hosted there in Paris, France. The last one has to do with a player that just signed for Manchester United. United signed Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna in a £36.54 million deal. He will be joining them. The striker is ready to do well for for United, and according to him, he wants to come and give his all to Manchester United. Hopefully, he actually give his all to the Red Devils for them to do well next season. Well, that will be it on the show. 360 Sports on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. And I leave you with this: Rising Star Football League. Thanks for watching.